Okay, next up, the NAS100. Making new lows here. So it's also coming back up to this previous zone that we have here, which is interesting. So this might be ripe for a shorting too, relatively soon. Possibly today, maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. I wouldn't take a trade on Friday, but this is a really nice price action, guys. So it respected this zone, broke it, came back in, retested it, heavily retested the top basically completely, and then pulled back down through it. Now you got lower highs, lower lows. This is just textbook perfect price action. You got this huge pull up now. To see, it's going to retest this moving average here because now price is broken below it. We'll see what it does once it gets back up to it. You got this little zone here that we can, and remember what I've said before, price likes to make zones real close to the previous zone. So you would think that like, oh yeah, price is going to come back up to this main zone here. No, it might not. It's going to make its own new zone here, in my experience. So I'm actually going to delete this right now because I'm willing to not bet, but just really highly consider that price hits this zone. I mean, maybe it comes up a little bit above through it, but I think this becomes like a new zone that kind of it'll create a new zone below the previous one. It'll start filling itself. It basically puts itself on sale and then doesn't go back up to the previous highs. It goes back up to its new highs, its new fair price kind of thing, which is below that previous zone now because it's broken it and held below it for so long. But we'll see what it does once it gets to this area for sure. You can see nice, like huge bullish momentum back into this zone, right? So it's pulling back up hard, and we'll see what happens once it hits this area, if it kind of like dies off. And you can see it's testing this 30-minute moving average right now, which doesn't mean much. 30 minutes is not very relative, but just something to keep in mind. But you got this, this 4-hour candle here. And New York just opened 20 minutes ago. But we'll see when price hits this area and then touches this moving average and what it does. And then, I mean, this candle is super bullish, right? This 4-hour candle, but it'll close in 10 minutes. And we'll see how the next one is. The next one I could see being like a big wick through this zone almost. And then by the end of it, pulling back. So, yeah, could be wrong with that one. Don't know for sure yet. I'm not trading this personally. Price is way above this moving average. And I hate these American stock indexes, to be honest, because they're just so overpriced, and they'll just continue to be overpriced, and I don't trade them well. And I think it's because I'm too analytical and I'm too biased in a way, and which really hinders my trading performance when it comes to these indexes. But I mean, that's a me personal problem. So I'm not going to trade this, but I do see a little setup here happening if this momentum dies off. The keyword is it has to die off. So and if it goes above these wicks here, then I would say it's not really valid yet. There's just too much bull momentum in it, and it's not really a pullback. It's actually just bulls resuming the market. So that's my take on the NASDAQ, and curious to see what it does in the next couple 4-hour segments here.